Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So this week I am back with another budget with me video, and I think the way I'm going to break it down is per paycheck. I get paid every single week, so I'm going to do the first weekly budget with me will include my monthly overview, so I'll go ahead and do that on camera, and then I will start budgeting for the next paycheck and show y'all how I use the bill tracker. So these are gonna be the two pages I use. And then I'm starting with February. I thought about doing a closeout video for January, but I didn't want to start with the closeout and then the new month, so I'm gonna do everything from February. So we'll do like a February closeout video at the end. I already numbered, if you haven't seen my last video, these are the printable budget by paycheck workbook pages from the Budget Mom. I recommend these. I swear by them. They're amazing. So I just did the printable one. She does sell a workbook as well. So I'm going to go across. I like to use the highlighter method, which is what she does. And I just do everything at the top, kind of so I don't forget my colors. I've pretty much gotten it down now since I've been using this method since August, but I'll just do it as a double check just in case, and so y'all can see what I'm talking about. I use the mild liners from, what is it from? I don't know, the mild liners. Okay, I think that's all the colors I use. In my first video, I talked about how I keep it pretty basic with categories. I do eventually want to have more categories like personal and stuff like that, so pink will eventually be personal. I don't know if I'm going to get into that this month, but we'll go ahead and use it. So gray I always do as my bills. Red is debt. The darker blue is shopping. The brighter blue is savings. Then I have all income as green. This bright happy purple is my favorite. It's events. And then food is the bright orange. And I'm going to go ahead and write personal, even though I'm not sure I'll get into personal this month. I like to start off with highlighting when I'll get paid. So my paychecks have changed to every Thursday now, which is kind of nice. Let me move this one sheet. Also, I don't know what happened here. I messed up hole punch in this page, but it's all good. So I will have 4 paychecks this month. And when I get paid, I write how much I got paid right here. And the tricky part about February, I mean, it's not really tricky, but this entire week right here, the first 5 days of February are going off of my January paycheck. So I'll be budgeting for the 6th through the 12th this week. And next, after using the green, I go in to when my bills are due. So my cell phone bill is due on the 1st. Obviously that's a Saturday, but it's something I take out in cash, so I always just leave it on the 1st. I have my student loan on the 4th, and it's $260. My personal loan is on the 6th for $290. I don't know why I wrote those reverse, but whatever. Then Schwab comes out, my savings comes out on the 23rd, so it's probably going to come out on the 24th, so I'll just go ahead and highlight that day. And then I break the house payment down into weekly just to make sure that I've got it covered, and I typically send it to my boyfriend on the like last Thursday before to give him enough time. Obviously, with my student loan coming out and my personal loan coming out this week before, I will start the house on the 13th. So that'll be $225, and I just put it into a separate house account to make sure I'm not spending it or anything like that. and the $225 covers the mortgage, and I'll typically either do $225 or $250 for the last day depending on how high our electric bill is, and then I send it to him on the 27th, which will give him time to pay it by the 1st. And then the 24th is just $10 for my Schwab account, which is like my IRA account. And then my cell phone is $100. That I already covered from my January paycheck, but I will mark it on here since it is a February bill. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Okay, and then I'm just gonna go in and mark events. We have Valentine's Day on the 14th. I don't think Josh and I are doing anything for that, but my best friend is coming into town and I am so excited. So depending, I'm not gonna like highlight any of that yet just because I don't have it finalized, but I think she's gonna be here that Friday and Saturday, but I'm gonna double check with her first before I commit to writing it in here. And then on the 22nd, we have our last hockey games of the season at home. This is never a big expense for us, but we do like to eat and drink while we're there. So normally budget like $30 for a pitcher of beer and burgers or mac and cheese. Super good. So I think I want to say that's everything. Oh, I do like to do birthdays. For a while I was using the bright pink color for birthdays, but then I was like, pink's my favorite color, so I want to use that for personal. So I'm gonna need a new birthday color. I might just go with this color. So we're gonna do this one for birthdays because my aunt and my brother-in-law have the same birthday on February 5th. I do have a car appointment on the 4th. I'm hoping it doesn't cost me anything. I'm not really sure what like maintenance thing we have, but for a while it wasn't charging me for oil changes or state inspections. So I'm hoping they are still free, and then that's all I should have done tomorrow. Or tomorrow, Tuesday. Alright, so moving on. We are going to use this paycheck bill tracker. I get my first paycheck of February on the 6th. I don't know why, but ever since I've been doing this, I don't just like to write that I got my paycheck on the 6th. I like to write the entire week that I'm going to be having this paycheck. It just helps me when planning out bills to see like this money is for the 6th through the 12th specifically. Obviously, if I have any carryover money, that's always great. So I always start at the top with my start balance. That's any money I have left over from my last paycheck. This week's going to be cutting it close just because of the bills I have due. It's going to be pretty tight having those two back to back. These always get me, and I thought about changing the due date for one of them just so they're not like 2 days apart. But honestly, I'm never going to really have any more money to move the due date to. So I've left it the same and I've budgeted for it. You what?
I turned TV on.
Oh, okay, you scared me. I was like, I feel somebody creeping up on me. Oh. Sorry, my boyfriend just came in to shut the door because he's going to turn the TV on because it is Super Bowl Sunday right now. I do have a Super Bowl envelope, but I didn't add anything to it because we never really do much for the Super Bowl. And I also have other like more savings priorities than adding to the Super Bowl fund. Except it's not even time for the Super Bowl. Sorry, I lied. His mom's coming over to watch hockey, so he's turning the TV on for that. Go Caps. Anywho, so I always start with my starting income and then I do my paycheck. I feel like I should be looking because I feel like I'm going to forget something. So we're just going to pull my little cheat sheet out here so I don't forget anything because I haven't budgeted on camera. So we're going to write down, this is the new company I work for, Aramark. So that should be my only paycheck coming in. But I do always leave a few blank because if I pull any cash from my sinking funds, if I get in a bind and need it, I leave that for here. So one thing I love about her paycheck sheet is that she has a budget and an actual, so you can kind of get a feel for what you're going to be budgeting, like, you know, how much you're going to have and everything, and then correct it, but you'll have like an overview of your budget. I suck at that. I honestly just like writing real numbers in, so I typically avoid doing that. My personal loan comes out on the 6th, but it should be covered under my last paycheck. Hopefully, I'm pretty sure it's covered, so I'm not going to put it on here. I actually, that's so exciting. I like actually don't have any bills due this week, so I'm gonna go ahead and write house down, and if I don't end up needing any money to cover the personal loan, I'll put it straight towards the house, and I'm gonna budget $225 for that. Moving on to my envelopes, I always do gas, shopping, and food. Well, I normally do food second. That just threw me off. That's okay. I always budget $30 for each, and I've been pretty good. I never spend more than $30 in gas a week unless we are traveling or something crazy happens. We're normally at about like $25 for gas. And then food, we're getting super low on food, so one of these weeks we are going to have a probably higher food budget, just because we have been eating everything we haven't been shopping. We did go out to eat, to treat ourselves, because we worked like 20 days in a row and we were like, we want dollar margaritas, so we went and we got dollar margaritas and Mexican food, and it was super good. So as of right now, I'm just going to budget the $30. So under sinking funds, I always do my personal fund. I typically, this is pathetic, but I typically just budget $2 for it, and I try to add $2 a week. I also have my emergency fund. I fully funded my emergency fund for the $1,000 that Dave Ramsey recommends, and I was so ecstatic about it. I used my tax return to finish my emergency fund. I had about $400 in it, and my goal was $1,000, so I used $600 of my tax return and put it towards my emergency fund, and then I used the rest of it to make an extra debt payment and in my sinking funds for CrimeCon. So CrimeCon, I'm gonna skip the emergency fund this week and just leave it at CrimeCon and my personal fund. So CrimeCon, I really need to up CrimeCon just because it's coming up in May, and we're gonna have to buy the plane tickets and the hotel soon, and I currently only have $365 in there, which is gonna be like the plane tickets. Hopefully it shouldn't be too bad. We live in Virginia, and CrimeCon is in Orlando, Florida this year, so it's just gonna be me going, obviously. And it's on my birthday though, so I was trying to budget a little more so we could have some fun, you know. But as of right now, budgeting's been pretty tight. So then I have an extra sinking fund called wedding. This is not for my wedding. My best friends are getting married, so I've been trying to just put like $10 aside a week for her wedding. I've just been trying to budget for that, and then obviously any money that I don't use for her wedding is going to be left in the envelope for the one day that Josh and I get married. So it's kind of a multi-purpose envelope. And then for my extra debt, I have been making payments to my Saver One credit card. It's down to under $500, and the interest starts on it in it's actually on my birthday too, May 2nd. So while I'm at CrimeCon, the interest will start on this credit card. So I've been doing a weekly budget to try and get it paid off before the interest kicks in. That's the goal. So extra savings, I don't typically use because my sinking funds are my extra savings. The cell phone was due on the 1st, and I only pulled out $50 for it. So we'll pull out $50 more for that. Okay guys, I'm back. I got paid. Today is February 6th. So I have my monthly calendar. This is last week in January, and I'm showing this because I closed out my January budget, which left me with $352. So that's my starting for February. This is super high. As you can see, I did a lot of zeros. I didn't touch this money because I wanted to make sure that the personal loan was covered. So I think I said that I had put the personal loan over here, but it actually came out on the 6th. So I'm gonna go ahead and move it to this sheet, and we're done with January. So my personal loan already came out for $290. $290. And I'm gonna try and double up on these, what I didn't save here. I took out the cash already, so I'm gonna have to do it later, but I didn't cover that. I did already cover the $50 for my cell phone. The house, I'm not sure what I'm gonna move over yet. Oh, it would help if I told y'all what my paycheck was. It was $499.10. That's working 5 hours overtime. So it probably won't be this high again because my hours just got cut back down to about 40, which, I mean, it's what it was supposed to be, but getting the overtime was pretty nice. So I'm gonna fill out here $499.10. I like to put checks when the payment actually goes through, and I did take out the rest of the cell phone. My car appointment did not cost me any money, which was awesome. I got my car inspected because it was up in January, and then I got an oil change, and that's under my car maintenance, so that ended up working out great. This is probably most of the income I'm gonna get. Look at my calculator. So I'm gonna use my calculator. My boyfriend got me this for Christmas. I love it. He's so sexy. It has a little cover. I feel real bougie when I use it. One of my coworkers made fun of me because she's like, I can't believe you have like an actual calculator. Like, don't you use your phone? And my thing, why I wanted a calculator and why I cried when he gave me one for Christmas is because when I have my bank statement up on my phone, it's a pain in the ass to go back and forth between the calculator and my bank statement. And you can just see I was doing it here because I got lazy, but it's a pain. So it's nice to have an actual calculator. So I'm going to put it on the budget side that my current income total is $851.31. I don't like to write it in the actual part because sometimes I get cash back from apps, like random things like that, that I will put in. I don't like to white out, although my tracker is super covered in whiteout right now. So that sucks. I guess I'm gonna jump right into what I've pulled out cash wise so we can get my sinking funds out of the way, and then the rest will probably be once I actually close out my budget. Let's see. So I don't think I showed y'all this. This is the wallet. I did a review of it on my YouTube channel. So I'm going to cover my cards, pull out all my cash. And in here I have all my envelopes. So this is my February challenge envelope. Then I have what's for dinner. These envelopes I printed from the Budget Mom. I love her. I got shopping, treat yourself. And I don't really use the treat yourself or any of these. And then the miscellaneous cat one. And then these I was saving for my dentist appointment. Oh, I got the bill in the mail today and it sucks. So the rest of my envelopes that are more sinking funds rather than daily savings, I keep in my Kate Spade Wellesley planner. I always struggle with how to say it. But these are the Sweet Kawaii Design debt trackers, debt payment, debt payoff. I don't know what she calls them, but they're her sheets. I love them. She has debt and savings. The savings one, you can tell I sucked at using. And this is all my student loan payments over the last 2 years, almost 2 years. May will be 2 years. This Post-it note I found in a planner I had, and it has all my payments from what I started with in 2017. I think my highest student loan was almost $27,000, or it was over $27,000 because I had a separate one. But this is my CrimeCon envelope, so I'm gonna go ahead and take out the ones I use. Car, I'll explain. Camping, I don't have anything for vacation this week. MacBook Pro and wedding is what I'm saving for. So all of these envelopes again are also from the Budget Mom. I'm obsessed with them. They all are free on her free resource library. Most of these are empty. They're goals. I started a Boston envelope with a little llama on it because, or alpaca, I never know, because my friend and I don't know, we talk about them a lot, and she lives in Boston, and this is like a goal to be able to fly there and visit her. Hawaii is another goal, and medical is something I need to start saving for. So these are also my budget tracker sheet. It's covered in whiteout. I'll probably end up printing another one just because I'm super picky and I got all sorts of messed up. But I start February on this, but this is my 5th paycheck of January, the end of it, and then my new paycheck. And again, I will transfer over these colors into this and use the highlight method. Typically, one thing I do is I mark Chase, my payment to Chase, but then Chase has its own budget tracking sheet of what I actually spent. My money through Chase was, I bought the envelopes from the Budget Mom and I bought food at Chick-fil-A, and then I immediately paid it off because that's the only rule I have with using my credit card, is if I can immediately pay it off. So there's that, and then we're gonna go ahead and stuff my cash envelopes. This is my favorite part of planning. So we'll start with camping because this one's easy. My brother-in-law was on his my brother was on his A game this year. We go camping normally Father's Day weekend. This year he had to work, so we're going a week early, which is actually perfect. So we go with all of my siblings every year for Father's Day, and he went ahead and bought our tent site. Basically, I told him I'd either give him the cash then, or I could like send it to him now because he lives about 2 hours away. So I don't know when I'll see him next before this. So basically I just started a sinking fund to save money. So it's $6 a week, and by the time June gets here, I will have $106. And so now math, I have $12, and I'm just gonna count out. I only withdrew $156 because that was what I had. I feel like I got so much going on. That was like my intention of what I was saving at the time. But now looking at closing out my January budget, I definitely had a lot of extra income. I mean, not extra, but this is something that I will probably cycle back into here once I don't need it to cover my personal loan, like since I didn't need it. One thing I love about the ATM at my work, so I actually work on the Capital One campus, and the ATM there lets you customize, because it's in the Pete's Coffee I work at. It's like a Capital One cafe, and it lets you customize what bills you want, which is amazing because, as y'all know, if you are doing this budgeting method, it's kind of a pain in the ass to just get out all 20s, because if you're doing, you know, $6 here, $10 there, obviously you can't have $100 as a $100 bill because it needs to be broken up for your envelopes. So I love that the ATM we have at my work lets you do that. So I just customize my bills through the ATM, and I don't have to go to a bank, which is really nice because I don't actually know where there is a Capital One bank nearby besides the one I work at. How ironic is that? 5, 10, 11, 12. It's not actually even a bank. It's like the Capital One campus for the employees, but the ATMs are legit. So I now have $12 in my camping envelope. And another little hack I did for these and my savings challenges, I stole the envelopes from the ATM. Sorry, people who go to use the envelopes and there aren't any. I didn't really take that many, but I did take the envelopes from the ATM. So moving on to February. February, I'm doing a $25 a week challenge. I think that's what the Budget Mom had planned for her budgeting or for her savings goals. So that's what I'm doing. I just realized I am going to run into an issue because I got all 20s. So I clearly did not customize because I didn't think this through. I had written out a cheat sheet of what bills I would need, but like clearly I didn't make it very far. All right, so anywho, I'm gonna add $25 to this envelope. I don't have an index card tracker in here. I'll probably just write it on the back, to be honest, because I'm not super worried about it. $25. And then I have my one from January in the back right here. For January, she did pick a word, a 5-letter word, because there's 5 Fridays, and then save that number that corresponds with the letter for each Friday. So I have $29 for my January savings. And then I kind of just started making up my own savings challenges as I went along. So here I'm gonna run into a problem. Let's see what kind of money I have. Because I got all ones. And I got 5. Damn. Here I am talking like, oh, I did this so well. Just kidding. Okay, I do have a 10 in here. So I'm going to take out, well, 2 5s. I'm going to take out the 2 5s from the wedding and put in a 20. So the wedding, like I said, is my best friend getting married. And I want to be able to buy her a gift and, you know, just all this stuff. So I'm trying to do $10 a week. And also like my dress. I don't know. I'll probably be buying my dress. So I don't know. We'll see. You can never save too much money. What I don't use for her wedding will get cycled into Josh and I's wedding. So the car I need to have $100 in. So I think, right? That's what I'm at for February. Will be $100. So I'm just going to take out the ones. I'm going to have a shit ton of ones left over. And I'm just going to do 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. So that works for covering that. So my mom is being super generous with me, and I pay her $100 a month because I am on her cell phone plan. So I pay her $100 a month for the cell phone. And in September, she told me to stop paying her the $100 and to set it aside for future like car payments, because she's gonna put the car I have into my name and all the taxing and everything that goes with that. So I had started putting it aside, but basically my $100 cell phone bill I put into an envelope called car. So I know it's a little confusing, but that's what I do. So then I gotta figure out where all this extra money is going. I got 30 for gas. I never actually take out because I do not pay cash for my gas. But I am doing 30 for shopping and 30 for food. So that's probably what this is. 10, 5. Then what did I plan to save for CrimeCon? Did I really just save $5 for CrimeCon? I did 25 for February, 50 for the car. So that's paid, that's paid. February. Challenge. I did 25. Oops. The wedding I did 10. Personal fund I did 2. Oh, camping's not on here. That may be what threw me off. Camping. February. Shopping and food. I don't know what I just did to only leave myself 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. To only leave myself with $5 for CrimeCon, dude. We're gonna have to go back and fix that. Alright, so I'm gonna put 30 in food. And I'm gonna put 21, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm gonna put 30 in shopping. Although I feel like I'd rather do 30 to CrimeCon. So we're gonna not put any cash in shopping, and I'm gonna put it straight towards CrimeCon. I know I'm gonna need to buy jeans soon though, which kind of sucks, but we'll wait. Alright, so putting that in CrimeCon gives me a total of 1, 2, 3, 20, 40, 60, 80, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 90. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So 395. Gotta find my black. This isn't the right Sharpie, but it'll do. I am all sorts of messed up with my months, dude. And then obviously what I like to do once I hit that next $100, I like to change in all the small ones for a $100 bill. I'll typically withdraw a 100 and put it in here and then take this to my other envelopes, like what I had. So I've got CrimeCon filled, camping has $12 now, February has $25 as it is the first week of February. I stocked wedding and car, and then I have an extra $5. So I messed up somewhere. I don't know what I did. I may just put the $5 in shopping now, and I am doing a $5 challenge. So if I don't spend it, I will put it in my $5 challenge jar at the end of my budget. Okay guys, I'm back. Today is February 12th, and I have been tracking my spending with my expense trackers. This right here is everything that has come out of my checking account, come and gone, in and out of my checking account. And then this is everything for my Chase credit card. And you'll see here that when I make a Chase payment, I just put a star. I don't highlight it or anything, and I just check it off my budget tracker. So then over here is where I'll highlight whether it's food or shopping or whatnot. And then I just have my cash expense tracker here, which was mostly just my sinking funds and my cell phone bill. What I like to do is just use my expense trackers to total up all of my spending. So on gas, we'll go to my main one, which is my checking account. And gas is this brown color that I think looks gas-like. I spent $22.01. I think I talked about this before. I use a Gas Buddy card, and it saves you, I can never remember how much, but it saves you each time you use it per gallon. And then combined with my Sheetz card is an additional 3 cents off. So I think it's 5 cents off per gallon. So that's always good savings. If y'all are interested in signing up for Gas Buddy, I'll leave it linked down below. It's just a debit card that comes right out of your checking account, so it's not like opening an extra account or anything like that. Okay, I'm a little ashamed of my food budget because it got extremely out of hand. I will say though, it was not all food. Part of it was shopping, but I just lumped it together because it was all at Walmart, and I don't like to split transactions unless like it's super obvious. But my best friend and her boyfriend are coming this weekend, and I just wanted to make sure that we were good to go. And we had a variety of options, and then also like my boyfriend and I haven't grocery shopped in a while, so I kind of knew it was going to be a big one. So we spent a whopping, is that even right? I feel like I'm missing something. Yeah, no, a whopping $200. I spent $174 at Walmart, but I will say I got the most beautiful yucca plant. I think that's how you say it, yucca, I don't know. Either way, I'm in love with it, and I got a really cute pot, so that was like half that. Not really, the plant was only 14, but the pot was 30. But you know, I was weak. Moving on to my debt, I paid $35 to Sabre One, and then I did a bonus payment to my personal loan of $30. So I was happy with that. And then also I had an extra little income here from Ebates. If y'all don't know what Ebates is, I highly recommend it. It's just a website that if you go to the website and then click on like a link, like say you're shopping on Amazon, you click on Amazon and it just takes you through Ebates, and they'll give you cash back on certain websites, certain purchases. So it's not much, but it was $6.46. I think it was from when I bought my boyfriend the Capitals hockey game tickets, I'm pretty sure. Because they have cash back on like a lot of ticketing websites like that, which is super nice. So I'm going to go ahead and add up my income, and we'll hopefully get the right numbers. I did all of the tracking off camera, obviously, as I went along, just because I feel like that's quite a process and I just didn't want it to be like all over the camera. Okay, so the $851.31 plus the little $6.46 I got equals $857.77. And obviously this is not all earned income. Almost half of it was what I had made last week. That just carries over. So then I'm going to, I put that as actual. I don't know. I think I wrote that down because I genuinely planned on transferring it over. I did not transfer over the $200. I transferred over $50. I just had like a panic, like, oh my God, where'd that come from? Okay, so I transferred over $50. Sorry, my little marker doesn't write that well on the whiteout. So $857.77 minus $390. And I just like to write the bill total here. So if I make any mistakes, I don't have to add everything up every time. And that leaves me with the leftover of $467.77. Then I spent $22.01 on gas, $24.09 on shopping, and $293 on food. So $247.03 is this envelope total of what I spent. Obviously that is way more than the $90 I budgeted for, but I kind of knew that was going to happen. I just always typically write 90, 30, 30, 30. But I knew the food was going to be a lot higher. All right, so 467.77 minus 247.03 leaves me with 220.74. So I'm going to carry that over to up here, 220.74, and I'm going to subtract everything I saved for, which was $76 even, which leaves me 144.74. Obviously right now I can tell you we are not adding up right, so I'll have to go back through and figure out what I did wrong. CrimeCon is my biggest thing coming up, so I'm going to put 21, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to put an additional 25 in CrimeCon, and we're just going to make that, I can't do math, wow. What is that, 60? 35 and 25? Yeah, we're going to make that 60. Oh my God, okay. I'm a dumbass. The $2 wasn't in cash, for one, and then the $5 is what's throwing me off. So we're gonna leave this at 113 because that's what it is, and we're gonna know I have somewhere I got an extra $5. I'm a dumbass, dude. This is on my checking account, not in cash. So moving on. I know the budget mom talks about, like, if anything stumps you to where it makes you frustrated, you just have to move on so you don't get discouraged with method. So that's one thing I remind myself all the time. So the 220.74 minus 113. $220.74 minus this equals 113. So that leaves me with 107. This whiteout is killing me. 74. I feel like I just need to write really gently, but I can't. So 107.74 minus 70 equals. Oh, okay, I just wrote that in the wrong spot. I was about to be like, what the fuck? Extra debt total $70. But that is me closing out my budget. So I did my start minus my bills, minus my variable spending, which is my envelopes, minus my sinking funds. I got confused here because I did this one on my checking account, these in cash. Somehow I found $10. And then this was my extra debt payment. So when you do this, the main thing that kills me, and I talked about this in my financial situation video, is when you do this method, you want to be positive. you are not making enough money if you're in the negative. Now, obviously with carryover, I don't mean like negative, you know, 1 week out of the 4 and like, you know, hopefully you'll have some give and take and carryover money. But if you're negative every single week and you're going into debt, that's what I realized was happening to me when I started budgeting in August. Every week I highlighted red. I was in debt every single week. Every time it was a negative, I was putting money on my credit card and I didn't have it. So that's the biggest thing I've taken away from her budgeting method as a whole, is just the basic layout of, you know, it's math. You just want to be positive. So currently my biggest 2020 goal is to get a better job. And y'all, I've applied to so many places. But right now I haven't gotten there yet. So I'm just lucky that this week I'm in the positive. I did get my tax return, which is why my starting balance was so high. But, you know, you just gotta keep trying. So I'm looking forward to next week's video. It will start with $47.74 as my starting balance up here. So already I'll be starting a little bit lower, so I'll definitely have a lot less money to budget with. But I should hopefully be getting my state taxes back soon. But, you know, don't count the money you don't have yet. So that is everything. I really hope you guys enjoyed my first budgeting video. If you did, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel down below, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!